So what exactly is a prefab home? I'm Olly and welcome back to the FACIT Homes channel. Today we're going to deep dive into the world of prefab homes. If you're curious about what prefab means and how it relates to terms like modular, volumetric and kit homes, you're in the right place. So let's break it down and clarify what exactly each of these terms mean and what are the limitations, and also where does FACIT Homes fit within this picture. So first of all, what exactly is a prefab home? So prefab is a broad term in modern home building that manages to describe nothing specific whilst covering almost everything. It refers to homes that are primarily manufactured off-site and then delivered and assembled on-site. And this method has evolved significantly over the last few years. Historically, the term prefab in the UK was associated with low quality, high volume housing built to replace stock destroyed in the Second World War. These homes were meant to be temporary, and while some are still standing today, they reflect the standards of their time. However, modern prefab homes have shed this stigma and are now synonymous with quality and efficiency. So prefabrication can be roughly defined as simply made before. So traditional home building has always had elements of prefab, like components in the timber roof trusses you see being brought on site. They're made off-site and brought on site. Today, prefab often refers to modern methods of construction, but any home can really be considered as prefab, as parts of it are simply made before they arrive to the site. So let's delve into three terms often seen as interchangeable with prefab: modular, volumetric, and kit homes. And these are essentially subcategories of prefabricated homes, each with their own specific pros and cons. First up, we'll talk about modular homes. A modular home is a type of prefab home built in large sections such as wall or roof panels, much like big Lego sets. Most of you have seen pictures where like an entire wall, often with the windows already in it, is craned into place on a building site. Leading German prefab companies like Baufritz prefabricate entire wall sections in a factory and then cranes them into place on site. And this can make it seem like the home is assembled in days, but remember there's a lot of months of build-up, and there's also a lot of work after that to fit out once the building envelope is in place. And as with all prefab homes, foundations also need to be completed first before you can assemble it. Despite its promise, modular is still finding its place in the construction industry. It has shown promise, and there's lots of articles on the pros and cons of modular construction. But despite its up and downs, it still plays a significant part of the construction industry and a significant part of the prefab landscape. Now let's talk about volumetric homes. So volumetric refers to volume of air in the room or a section of home. Volumetric modular manufacturing involves prefabrication of these modules come complete with electrics, plumbing, heating, doors, windows, and internal finishes, and are kind of joined together on site to form complete buildings, a bit like stacking a shoebox. This approach is typically used for larger developments and allow for extremely quick assembly on site. Example is N-House, which offers various sizes and configurations of a standard home product. However, typically for individual customers, one-off volumetric homes may not be ideal due to their reliance on standardization and the challenge of finding a site that particularly fits this fixed home size. Lastly, we have kit homes. These are self-build options where the home is delivered flat pack, a bit like an IKEA assembly. They're assembled sometimes by a contractor, or you can try and assemble it yourself. And kit homes offer the most potential for you as the individual to get the most hands-on with your projects. This can save you costs and give you the sense of a bit of personal achievement building your own home. Heb Homes is an example of a kit house company. The kit can range from just the building envelope to the complete home package, allowing for various levels of involvement and customization. Despite the different terms and methods, the prefab approach to home building is gaining popularity in the UK. Modern techniques offer significant benefits, moving far beyond the quality of post-war prefabs. We see customers are being drawn to the certainty prefab homes provide, from fixed cost and timelines to guaranteed quality and higher environmental performance. But like all good methods, prefabrication does have challenges. Calling something prefab doesn't guarantee quality. Many factories still actually rely on manual skills within them, which can vary. Standardization can limit design options, and delivering these large components can present logistical challenges depending on where your site is. Additionally, there are lead times and potentially higher costs due to factory overheads. So we at FACIT Homes often get included in articles and talks regarding prefab. And whilst we do subscribe to much of the ethos around prefabricated homes, and particularly the use of modern methods of construction, we don't fit very neatly into any of the categories. So for example, we manufacture many parts of the home using high precision machinery, such as our advanced structural system, the FACIT chassis. But we do it on site and on demand. So technically speaking, we don't prefab our components because we actually build them on site. Also, we don't prefabricate things like a full finished wall sections or complete rooms at scale in a factory setting. We do, however, incorporate elements into the building which are prefabricated by others, like windows, which are made in a factory and shipped to site and assembled into our FACIT chassis. As for modular, the FACIT chassis is made from modular components, so we do fit into the world of modular. But whilst our components are modular, that doesn't mean they are fixed in size. They are what's called parametric, so they can stretch and adapt to different sizes or even different shapes. So the key difference for us as a modular building system is we are not necessarily constrained to a specific shape of building. Our building system can build any shape, which is why each one of our homes is completely unique. We're also not a kit home company that leaves the customer with the stress of completing the build themselves like an IKEA set. We do offer the option for self-fit out, which is where you manage the interior finishes and fit out, but in most of our projects, we do it all. The key thing out of all of these elements is that we are focused on leveraging digital manufacturing technology to ensure the highest quality and performance levels of our homes, whilst giving ourselves the flexibility to be able to individually design each one of our homes from scratch. So no two sites or customers are the same, and in response, we've developed an approach that brings us the best of both of these worlds. So our method is perhaps more aligned with a modern car manufacturer, in that we digitally design and manufacture the core component of the home, the FACIT chassis, but we incorporate components which are prefabricated from others, such as windows and doors. This is much like a car manufacturer does. We've also pioneered the lean or just-in-time manufacturing approach in the construction world. This approach was developed by Toyota in the car world with their Toyota production system, where components are only made when they're ready to be installed on the car. This approach keeps things efficient, removes the need for a huge factory, and makes the most of all the amazing specialist production facilities out there. The other key thing is we handle the whole process from design to manufacturing to construction, offering our customers a complete turnkey service. This includes dealing with all the tricky bits at the start, like the groundworks and the utilities, and the parts that need experience and expertise in order to be done correctly. Regardless of how we fit into all of these categories, we do optimize prefabrication into our building in order to create high performance bespoke homes. And if we're best described as prefab, then we're happy to be on board. If you want to find out more about the FACIT Homes approach, you can check us out at facithomes.com or just get directly in touch with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into modern home building methods. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.